If you've ever wondered how corset cups are crafted to fit perfectly, whether for a big bust or a smaller bust, this is where it all begins. Today we are kicking off the corset series with the very foundation, which is crafting the corset cup. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to create cups that sit beautifully no matter the size. And because this is just part 1, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the rest of the series. Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Hi everyone, welcome to our crafted corset series. So in this video, I'll be taking you along with how to take your body measurement when you want to make a crafted cup corset like this. So first of all, you need to get the cup measurement because we are crafting the cup first, and it is the crafted cup that we're going to use to get the corset. So first of all, you are going to measure how open you want your cleavage to be. Measure the chest line, okay? So on my mannequin here, I'm going to make it 5.5 inches. So 5.5 inches from the shoulder line is going to be my chest line. So you're going to bring your tape down, the tip of your tape to this point, okay? And measure your cup height. So start measuring from where you want your cup to start from to the underbust. So I have 7.5 inches, exactly 7.5 inches as the cup height. Then you're also going to measure your chest line to your nipple. So the chest line to the nipple is 3.75. You can also bring your tape down here to measure from your nipple to your underbust, or whatever you had here as your cup height, you minus your chest line to your nipple, then you get your nipple to your underbust. I will explain again. When you place the tip of your tape on your chest line, you first of all measure your cup height. After measuring your cup height, still placing the tape on the top of the chest line, you measure your chest line to your nipple point. So the chest line to the nipple point is 3.75 in this case. Now, you can also place your tape on these nipple points. Okay, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. You place your tape on this nipple point and measure to your underbust. So you've gotten your chest line to your nipple point and your nipple point to your underbust. I said you can either do it like this, or whatever you have as your cup height, you minus your chest line to your nipple point from it. Then you're still going to arrive at the same thing from your nipple to underbust. So our chest line to nipple point is 3.75. That is one measurement you need. Then your nipple points, okay, bring your tape back down here and measure from your nipple point to your underbust. Then after doing that, you're also going to get the cup wideness. Remember that a corset will normally have a bridge on the middle, so you're not starting your measurement from the midpoint of the bust. You're going to go a bit to the side and measure. Just place your tape firmly around the bust and measure to the side. So in this case, I have 7.5 inch as the cup width, sorry. Then you're also going to measure your nipple to nipple. So the nipple to nipple is 6.75 from here to here. Then after doing that, you measure your round bust measurements. Then you also need your shoulder to half length. When making a corset, your half length is different from your normal body's half length. You're not going to use your normal body's half length. So this is what you need to take note of when making a corset. Your half length is not going to be your higher, like your upper waist. It's going to be your lower waist. And to know the exact lower waist, you can ask your client, or if you're making for yourself, you tilt your body to the side like this, okay? The part that goes in, just place your tape around it, just like I did for the mannequin. Place another tape and just tie it there. Then you are going to measure from your shoulder to where the tip starts from. Okay, so in this case, I have 17.5 as the half length. Then after doing that, also bring your tape again to the same point and measure your top length. You can make the top length to be 4 inches or 5 inches, but don't go too long. If you want a comfortable corset that you can sit on, the corset length should not be below your pelvic bone. So in this case, for me, my half length is 19 inches. I've already taken the measurement before. So I place my tape around it and see. But to get an accurate measurement, ensure that you've tied another tape around the waist. Then you measure from your shoulder to the top of the tape, and then from there you also measure the corset length, how long you want the corset to be. It can be 4 inches, it can be 5 inches, it can be 6 inches, but don't go too long, okay? Don't go down too much. Then after doing that, you measure your round waist. That same point where you tie your tape around, you measure your round waist, okay? When drafting your corset, you can cinch your waist to your desired waist measurement, how comfortable you are going to feel. So that is all for the measurements. Now I'm going to illustrate the bust measurement again using my body because I'm bustier than this mannequin, okay? First of all, like I said, measure your shoulder to your cleavage line. You don't necessarily need to measure your shoulder to your cleavage line. I'm just showing you this so that you know exactly where your cleavage is going to start from, where your corset is going to start from, okay? So in this case, I have 6.5 inch. Now I'm going to bring my tape down here and measure the cup height. If you're wearing a bra that has iron, your tape should be on top of the iron. Don't go down because your bust did not get down. So it should be on top of the iron. So in this case now I have 7.5 inch. Then after doing that, I place my tape again, same way, to measure from my chest line to my nipple point. I still have 3.75. Then I can bring my tape again to this nipple point area and measure to the under bust. I have the same 3.75. Okay. Now after doing that, you're going to measure your cup wideness. Like I said, you're not going to start from the midpoint of your body because the corset is going to have a bridge on the middle. So go to the side a bit, then place your tape around your bust. Then also, your corset width should not pass the bra iron if you're wearing a bra that has an iron. But if you're not putting on a bra that has iron, you will just use your eye to gauge it very well. So I have 8.75 as the cup wideness. Then you're also going to need your nipple to nipple measurements. Now, after doing that, you take your normal bust measurement, your shoulder, your round waist measurement, your corset length. Okay, so that is everything you need to take when you want to make a crafted corset. Now we are going to head over to the cutting table, and I'll show you how to draft the two cup. I'll show you how to draft the cup for a small bust and also how to draft for a bigger bust size. Okay.
So the measurements are already taken. This method we're about to draft is for fuller bust sizes around 40 inches and above. But if you're 39 inches and you're full busted, it will also work for you. I'll start by marking the top line and the center front for the cup. So from the top line, I'll mark down the cup height I measured, which is 7.5 inches. So after marking the points, I connected to form a straight line like so. Next, I will measure from the chest line down to the nipple point, and mine is 3.75 inches. But take note that the top section should not be longer than the lower section of the cup. So I reduced it slightly to 3.5 inches. So in general, if your chest to nipple measurement is longer than your nipple to underbust measurement, always reduce it a bit. The upper part needs to be smaller so the cup looks neat and balanced. So after marking the 3.5 inches, I then went ahead to connect all the points to form a straight line. So next, I'm measuring my bust span, that is the nipple to nipple measurement, and mine is 7.5 inches. And then I'll add about 0.5 inch or 0.75 just to give space for the cup width. Then I place that measurement across the lines that I've marked. So whatever you have as your bust span, ensure to add 0.5 inch, or to be on the safer side, add 0.75. Then after doing that, I divided what I have as my bust span now into two, just like you see me doing. Then I connected to form a straight line. So this is everything you need when you want to start crafting your cup. Then I label the lines, the top line, the center front, and then the side front of the cup. So I'm going to explain again how I got this box. First of all, from the top line, measure your cup height, and then after taking your cup height, then you measure your chest line to your nipple point. Like I said before, I made it to be 3.5 inches so that the top part will not be longer than the bottom. Then after doing that, I measured my bust span and I added 0.5 inch to it. And then after doing that, you're going to divide what you have as your bust span and connect your lines. So on the top line on the center front, I went up by 0.5 inch, and I also do the same thing on the other side. So don't mind that I'm using the midpoint of the tape, okay? Then after doing that, I'll place my curve ruler and connect a curve from the half-inch point and then connect to the midpoint just like you see me doing. I'll also place the curve ruler on the opposite side and connect the curve like so. Next, I'll place my tape from the nipple point and measure down vertically. I'll measure 1.25, or you can also do 1.5 inches if the person is very busty. But I use 1.25 in this case. Then after doing that, I place my tape horizontally and I marked 0.25 on both sides of the line. This step is a secret that gives depth to the bra cup, so make sure you use the exact measurement. Then after doing that, connect the 3 points with a straight ruler to form a V shape. So after doing that, I came down by 2.5 inches from the side dart, and I also marked the same thing on the center front. Then I place my curve ruler from the dart on the midpoint to the side darts. I did the same thing for the other side. So this is what it looks like. Next thing I'm going to do now is to take my darts for the underbust tightening. So I use 1.25 on both sides of the line. If the person is very busty, they can also use 1.5 inches. Then after doing that, I connected using my curve ruler like so. Next, I use my curve ruler to connect the underbust line, but instead of using the curvy side, I use the slanted edge. If you use the curvy side, it can create an M shape when sewing. Using the slants gives you a cleaner curve once the cup is crafted. So on this center front, I will go up by 1.5 inch or 1.75. So this is the point you determine how revealing you want your back up to be. You can even do 2 inches depending on what you want. So then on the top line, I came in by 3 inches from the side part of the cup. So this is going to serve as a guideline for connecting the cup, and also when you want to fix an off shoulder sleeve, you can start from that point. Then after doing that, I measured 2.5 inch vertically on the side part of my cup. So whatever you have as the center front length, you add 1 inch to the side part, or you can just come down from the top line by 0.5 inch. After doing that, I connected all the points together. So just follow along and see exactly how I do it. So you can connect from the midpoint, or you can connect from that 3 inch point like I said before. But in this case, I decided to connect from the midpoint of my cup. And then after doing that, I blend the top line using my curve ruler so the points will not be too sharp. Before cutting the cup pattern, I measured around the dart lines to get the cup width, and mine is 7.5 inches, but I only got 7.25. So I added the extra allowance to complete it on the side, and then I use my straight ruler to connect the allowance straight to the top line. Then I'll also measure the bottom curve the same way, starting from one end, and then I'll stop at the dart on the nipple point, then move the tape to the other side and continue measuring. So that way I'll be able to get the full cup width. I also added the allowance here too to complete my cup width so it matches the total wideness of the cup. So this is why I said earlier that when you mark your bust span, it's safer to add at least 0.75. So after drafting, measuring around the darts will give you the exact cup width. So let me quickly check in with the measurements. At the top line, I took half an inch on the darts. Then I measured 2.5 inches across for the total dart intake for the center front and side fronts. While for the underbust, I tighten it by 1.25 on both sides of the line. Then for the side part, I use 2.5 inch as the length, or you can just come down by 0.5 inch from the top line. While the center front, I use 1.75. So these measurements are the exact guidelines that you can follow when drafting a crafted cup for a bust 40 and above, or generally for a bigger bust size. You don't need to add or subtract from them as long as you're taking your correct body measurements, whether your bust is 40 or even up to 45. This method still works. So before cutting out the pieces, make sure to label everything, mark the center front and the side front, and also draw the crown lines at the top and the bottom curve. So I call the curve part the top crown and the bottom crown because both curves come together as a crown. After that, I'll go ahead and cut out the pieces. Now the last step is to tape the pattern. I'll place paper tape on the seam so I can join the pieces together to get my crafted cup. This is the same process you need to follow to build your own crafted cup, okay? So I'll be starting with these two smaller pieces, the center front and the side front. Then I will tape the both of them together first. So after taping the bottom cup pieces together, I'll place the top crown and align it properly. So I place the paper tape on the top crown and I'm going to join the curves together with it. Before doing that, I notch the tape so it's easier to shape along the curve. So just follow along as I do it. It may take a little time, but make sure you complete this step because you need your crafted cup to draft your corset bodies. If you notice any excess on the cup after taping it together, trim it off carefully, but don't trim too much so you can keep the exact measurements. And this is the finished look of the crafted cup. So now let's move on to drafting the cup pieces for a smaller bust size. So first of all, I rolled my top line and my center front line. Then next I measured the cup height of 7.5 inches. Then after doing that, I wrote a straight line on the points. And then next, I also placed my tape on the top line and measured my nipple points. Then for this one, I also used 3.5 inch and I also connected to form a straight line. Like I said before, the top section of your cup should not be bigger than the bottom part. Then I measured the bust span measurement and I added half inch to it. So the bust span is 6.5 inch, then I added half inch to make it 7 inches. Like I said before, you can add half inch. To be on the safer side, you should add 0.75. After doing that, I divided what I have as the bust span into two and I ruled on the midpoints. After doing that, I labeled the center front and the side front. Then on the center front, I came up by half an inch for the darts, which I connected using my curve ruler to the midpoints as shown. Then I came down by 1 inch from the nipple points. And then I marked 0.25 on both sides of the nipple points and I used my straight ruler to connect the 3 points to form a V shape. And then next I came down from the top dart by 2 inches and I also marked the same thing on the center front. Then after doing that, I used my curve ruler to connect to my nipple points on both sides. So the next, I tighten the underbust using 1 inch on both sides of the line. And after doing that, I use my curve ruler to connect from the underbust to the nipple points. Then I also connected the darts using a slanted curve to get the underbust shape. To get the length of the cup height, I came up by 1.5 inch on the center front, depending on how revealing you want your cup to be. Then from the side front, I came in by 2.5 inch. Then after doing that, I also measured 2.5 inch as the length of the side front. So I connected all the points just like you see me doing. And this is what the cup is going to look like. Like I said, you can connect starting from the midpoints or you can connect from that 2.5 inch to the center front. Then after doing that, I labeled my core pieces before I went ahead to cut it. I labeled the center front and the side front, and I also labeled the nipple points and the top crown and the bottom crown, which is the curve area that goes together. Then after doing that, you're going to measure around your darts shape to get your cup width. So place the tape exactly as you see me doing. Then if whatever you got here is not up to your cup width, you are going to add to it. If you measure around the dart area and it is bigger than your cup width, you're also going to subtract from it. So whatever you have, if it is smaller, you are going to add up to it to get your complete cup wideness. Now, after doing that, I went ahead to cut out my cup pieces, just like you see me doing. So after cutting the cup pieces like this, I'm going to tape them together. I will start by taping the bottom cup pieces. After that, I will place the top crown and align it properly. So just follow along as I do it. Then after crafting the cup, I turn it over to the front and this is what it looks like. Now if there is any excess on the cup, you can trim it out carefully. And this is what we have as the finished look of the crafted cup. So that's how you craft a corset cup for any bust size. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to draft the bodies to complete the corset foundation. If you want me to keep dropping tutorials like this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications and share this with another soulmate who needs it. So guys, see you in the next one.